Hey y'all, Chuck here, good morning. Hey, I just went for a little walk, sit by the river. Look how beautiful it is. So I just want to do a quick little video, kind of answer a question that keeps popping up about what brought me to Thailand. Why did I decide to leave the United States at a young age and come to Thailand to live? I made a video not too long ago about 10 reasons why I'm moving to Thailand, but I guess I never really explained to you where I was at in my life that prompted me to pick up my things and move to Thailand. Well, I guess I got to tell you a little bit about myself, some personal stuff about me and Paige in order to answer that question. So I was married to a Mexican girl for about 16 years. We had 3 kids together. We got divorced. Had to pick up my life again and start over, get a new house, save up some money. My kids lived with me. Had to be a single parent to 3 teenagers. My daughter, my oldest, she had already moved out of the house, but I was trying to raise 2 boys, which raising teenagers suck. So it was hard for me. I met Paige not too long after I had gotten divorced. Well, we were separated for quite a while, and I had met Paige. And we started talking, and then we started dating. It was like a long, drawn-out process. With Paige is very traditional, so we dated for we dated probably 6 times before she would even let me kiss her. I'd never met anybody like Paige. This whole adventure started obviously with Paige, because Paige is from Thailand. So let me tell you a little bit about her. I never met anybody like Paige in my life. I call her my little alien, because we don't really argue about anything. Little things aren't really important. I know Paige seems like she's always happy, which for the most part, Paige is a very happy person. I have seen her angry a few times. I know her buttons to push, but I try not to. But she's a very smart woman. She's got 2 degrees. She doesn't talk like me. She's just not real outspoken. So she's very happy. So anyway, I met Paige. We dated for quite a while. After about a year, she moved in with me. She brought me to Thailand to visit her family and see Thailand. I had traveled a lot of places in the world prior to coming to Thailand. But my very first time I came to Thailand, I really fell in love with it. We went to Pattaya and Bangkok. We went to a lot of places that I definitely don't recommend living. That kind of lifestyle is short-lived, but it's fun to holiday or vacation there in those places. Phuket, Pattaya, Bangkok. So we came up to Isan in a little town close to Nakhon Phanom called Thap Phanom, and that's where her family lives. And it was like serenity for me. It was very peaceful. I'd never experienced anything like that. It was just the ultimate freedom for me. And so, we went back home, life went on. All I did was work. We had a nice house, I had a decent job. I was in the military, and then I was a mechanic, an auto mechanic for a long time. And I made decent money, but it just sucked. I hated my job. I hated everything about it. I got to where I was just depressed. And I would go from job to job to job to job. We had all these bills, had new house, new cars. The American dream. We buy shit that we don't need with money that we don't have to impress people that we don't like. That's how we do it in America. So we decided that we were going to retire in Thailand, and so we came up with a plan, a long-term plan to do that. Well, once we came up with that plan, it was like all I could think about was Thailand, Thailand, Thailand. So I was like, why do we have to wait till we're in our 60s to move to Thailand? I'm wasting my life with this shit job and paying all these bills. I didn't feel like my one life that I got, my 1 trillion chance that I even exist, was to have a job and just dedicate my life to fixing people's shit. And I don't know, I hated it. And all I could think about was my father, who is collecting Social Security and working 15 hours a day, 7 days a week. That generation believed that you were nothing unless you had a good job, had a career, and then when you stop working, you die. So I don't know, I have different thoughts about that. So I know I say retire, but I didn't mean like I was going to go sit in front of a TV eating Cheetos all day. Anyway, I get off the subject. So yeah, I just didn't feel like I had to spend the rest of my life working. So we talked about it and figured out a way to get to Thailand, how much money we needed to get here, and and live a long period of time in Thailand. So I quit my job and started my own business. And I mentioned this in my other video. So I started my own business. It was very successful, and then I sold it. That business was very stressful for me, especially knowing that it's like, you're on a race. You're in a race and you've ran 15 miles and you can see the finish line. You've only got 1 mile left, and it's like it's the hardest damn thing in the world just to get past that finish line. That's just how I felt. That job was stressful. My phone rang all the time. I know when my phone rang, it meant money, but it was just, when they're calling me, it's all demands, like now, I want one, why aren't you here? I need you, blah, 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 blah. I couldn't even take a vacation. Me and Paige tried to go take a little trip at least once a month. I tried not to work on the weekends. Of course, my phone rang constantly on the weekends, no matter what. So we tried to take a little trip, but when I come back, if we took off on the weekend, I would take off either a Friday or a Monday, so it'd be a 3-day weekend. But I had to pay the price, when we did that. Just like everybody, you take a vacation and your world collapses. It's like, the world stops moving because you want to you want to do something for yourself. So, I bought a bass boat, and because I love to fish. And I tried to sneak out on a Friday to go fishing, and I'm on the lake fishing, and my phone's ringing and ringing and ringing, like, God damn, So it was very stressful for me. I just don't think that life should be full of unhappiness. I think if you're unhappy with your life, you should try to figure out a way to fix it. One thing that really aggravates me is a lot of people say, "Oh, I wish I could do that. I wish I could have done that." Well, do it. Why don't you just do it? Paige wanted to see a lot of things in America before we came to Thailand. So we thought about สวัสดีครับ
สวัสดีค่ะลูกนะ
วิดีโอ
จ้ะติดวิดีโอไปนอกเหรอจ้ะ
สวยมาก น้ำสวย
น้ำสวยจ้ะ
Yeah.
ถ่ายไปให้ญาติดูหน่อยเนี่ย
Uh-huh.
อันที่ขึ้นใหม่สวย
สวย
แต่ขึ้นสูงแล้ว ขึ้นสูงแล้วไม่สวยแล้วตอนนี้ขึ้นโผล่ขึ้นใหม่ๆน่ะสวยมาก
So yeah, Paige wanted to go see the rest of the country before we took off to Thailand, and so I figured we would fly around or rent a car or stay in little hotels or extended stay places, and then after thinking about it, I said, why don't we just buy a travel trailer and a truck and just start our new life free. Get rid of all of our shit when I retire, and we'll do it. So she was aboard on that idea, which surprised me, but she was. So we made a trip around the United States, and that was one of the most awesome things that I had ever done in my life. Well, before we got to that point, I had finally reached my goal of the money that Paige said that we needed to have, and she got our investments right. And so I bought a used travel trailer for $5,500. I bought a big gigantic Ford truck diesel for like I think $11,500, and we spent 6 months on the road camping. We had a couple friends from Thailand come with us too for half of the trip, and it was awesome. And then at the end of the trip, I sold everything for what I had into it, so it all worked out. But when people say they wish they could do that, they wish they could travel around the world, or they wish they could come to Thailand, or they wish they could retire, it's just, I don't get it. What do you don't get another chance in life. When you die, you die. If your legacy when you die is to leave a bunch of crap and a bunch of money, that stuff's going to be gone a long time, not very long after you die. So what you need to leave behind is what's in your heart, your legacy. I don't know. I'm going to enjoy my life. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know if it's going to work out, but I don't care. Life's too unpredictable. I don't know why I have to be predictable. There's a lot of things that I can say that can keep me from doing what I did. But screw it, One day you might wake up with a tumor on your brain, or die, Life is very unpredictable, so I packed up my stuff and moved to the other side of the damn planet. So yeah, I'm unpredictable too. I love it here. So far, it's been. I sleep all night long. I never did that before. I have nothing to worry about. I think the only thing you can control in life is yourself. I'm going to concentrate on those things. I can't control who's president. I can't control the environment, Mother Nature, all the crazy things that people worry about in their life. They dedicate their lives to worrying about shit that they can't control. I'm just going to worry about my health, my family, my happiness, and I don't give a shit about anything else. I care about, I'm concerned about the future for my children that live in the United States. But, hey, they always got a place here, if they want to come. But I raised my kids to be strong enough to know that whatever situation, they can mentally handle it or take care of it, that life goes on. So I don't know. That's really all I got to say. That's really all I got to say about that. Is I was stressed out in my life. I did something about it. I came up with a plan. I set myself some goals. and I did it. If I fail, I fail. I don't care. My worst case scenario is I got to go back home and get a job. That ain't gonna happen though. It might, but whatever. I'm not gonna spend my life wishing, oh, I should have did this or I should have did that. When I was unhappy, I made a change. When my job sucked, I quit. I went somewhere else. I don't know. Maybe it's not a good thing. Maybe being stable is good. I don't know. All I know is myself. I know I'm never going to be, I don't know. I know that I don't ever want to be away from Paige. I don't want any changes in my relationship. She's the only thing that's keeping me together, really. She's making me a better person. This place is making me a better person. I mean, look how beautiful this is. I don't know. I just get to walk out of my house and walk down the streets and just like, wow. You know, I get to see life again. Instead of getting in my car and sitting in traffic, having people try to run me over all day. All right, well, Swadee Kap. I think she's gonna jump the fence. Oh no, she's picking fruit. Oh no, a flower. So yeah, that's basically it. Not that big of a deal, right? So just wanted to hopefully answer your question about where I was at. I don't think it's much different than where everybody else is in their life, except you just got to make a decision and you got to do it. So yeah. Anyway, I'm back home. Swadee Kap. I don't know what she said. I think she said she loves me. I'm the most awesome person in the world. Okay. That's all I got to say. I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.